Hello, and welcome back to the dining room. Haven't been here. In fact, I think the last time we were in here, we were talking about cameras. Well, looky here. We're here to talk about a camera. There's a story. So I'm going to tell the story in the introduction here, but I have the chapter stop set up so that y'all, if you don't want to hear the story, you can just skip ahead to where I start tearing into all this stuff and explain everything that's sitting here. But, well, I'll start off. This is the Sony ZV-1, so if you're not interested in a ZV-1, maybe you want to move on. But if you are, again, you may want to skip ahead. So here's what happened. If you recall from my video about my cameras, which I will link right here so you can go look at, although I don't know why you would. When I was starting out for school, making videos of my lectures, I looked at a lot of cameras, and what I really wanted was a flip-out screen. And everyone, you know, the Sonys all had flip-ups, but the Canon 90D had a flip-out screen, so I bought the Canon 90D. Well, shortly thereafter, and I mean very shortly thereafter, Sony brought out the Sony ZV-1. But I was unaware, because I had bought my camera. I stopped watching YouTube videos about cameras, so I was done. Well, recently, my friend Brian, who you've met on some of my videos, he come over and helps me sometimes. He's my helper on some videos. Well, he's thinking about starting a YouTube channel, which, if he does, I will make an announcement here and link to it, because it's not going to be anything like what I do. So many of you will think that's a good thing. On his behalf, I started looking at more videos on cameras, and I discovered this camera, the ZV-1, that has the flip-out screen like the Canon 90D that I had already bought for many more hundreds of dollars than this costs. But wait, there was a newer version of this kind of camera from Sony called the ZV-E10. This came out in 2020, right in the middle of 2020, right after I bought my 90D during the lockdown. So I was unaware. But then about a year ago, well, not even a year ago, 6 months ago, Sony brought out a new little camera, a replacement, kind of the successor to this, for about the same price, the ZV-E10. And so I started watching videos about the Sony ZV-E10, and I went, oh, this is the camera. This is what I want. Because I've been unhappy lately, and maybe y'all have too if you've been watching my channel, because I've been using the DJI action I've been using action cameras, the DJI Osmo Action and sometimes the GoPros, as my main cameras for things that weren't in my office, where, you know, on the tripod with the Canon 90D, which I'm using right now. In fact, if you go look at that video I linked up above with the cameras before, that was shot with an action cam. This is shot with a much better camera. So I wanted a better camera. For the action cams weren't doing it for me. So I said, I need to get another, And so the ZV-E10 was the one. I was so in love with it, and I found this guy, Mark Bennett. Mark Bennett's Circus Camera. Oh, I wish I could remember the name of his channel, because it's funny. Well, he just made a ton of videos about the ZV-E10, and he's funny. He's a comedian. So he really got me wanting that camera really bad. So when I went to order one, I discovered they don't make them anymore. So they brought it out like in, like at towards the end of 2021, September, October. And basically in January, I think, or December of last year or January of this year, they discontinued it because of the chip shortage. They can't get the parts to make it, so they stopped making it. Well, this posed a bit of a dilemma, and I went and looked, and yeah, you could get them if you went on eBay and were willing to pay. It was like buying a PS5. You had to pay like 50% over the price in order to get one. And I went, well, so I kept watching videos, and I went, well, this one will probably do most of what I want. So I bought one. Now, the important thing about this camera is this camera costs about $750. But they also have this vlogging kit, which is a remote control basically, but it's also a selfie stick kind of thing, where you put the camera, mount the camera on top of this. This is $150. So $750 plus $150 is $900. Oh, but they sell it in a package for $850. And if you go on Amazon, the link will be down below, and get it through Adorama, they don't just put these in a package for $850. They put all these other things here, which I will get to when we get into the meat of the video. Well, I think I've actually told you enough of the story that we can actually move on to the actual unboxing and showing you all the stuff I've got here. If you skipped over the story, it wasn't that interesting. This is the Sony ZV-1, which is at this point a 1.5 years old, almost heading on to 2-year-old camera. It came out in the middle of 2020 during the pandemic, and it's a pretty amazing little camera, which I will show you. Now you get all the booklets and stuff. You know, Sony loves that. This is a microphone. They call them dead cats, which I find offensive on behalf of cats. I'm not a real cat person, but you shouldn't call this a dead cat. But it's a microphone muff, is what it is, to get out wind sound. You have a little USB. No, this is mini USB. That's one of the reasons I wanted the other camera, the ZV-E10, because it's USB-C. And then we have the actual camera. Wait, there's something else in here. Oh, a battery. So this is the camera itself, and as you can see, it is a tiny little thing. Compared to my Canon EOS 90D, it's about half the size. I can't show you because, you know, it's over there. But it has a little flip-out screen, and this is what I wanted. This is why I bought the 90D, because it had the flip-out screen. What else did I get? And this is where the SD card goes. And there's supposed to be an SD card in this kit, in this bundle, which I have not found. The main thing about this camera is that it is a fixed lens. This is the only lens that comes with it. 24 to 70 millimeter zoom lens, f1.8 to 2.8. So when you're all the way zoomed away, it's f1.8. And when you zoom out to 70 millimeters, or zoom in, I guess, because you're making the picture smaller, it goes to f2.8. And of course, it has the built-in microphone, because I showed you the microphone muff, which is actually 3 microphones, and you can go watch a whole bunch of videos, and it's pretty cool. Plus, it has a hot shoe, not a cold shoe. This little thing here, there's accessories like extra microphones and flashes and things you can plug in there into the hot shoe, because it will provide power and link to the camera. Oh, and I just turned on the camera. Oh, because the on-off switch is a button. Again, see, on the ZV-E10, it's a sliding switch, so it's not as easy to accidentally turn on. The ZV-E10 was the camera I really, really wanted, and darn you, Mark Bennett, for convincing me that this is what I wanted, because he calls his Doug, by the way. I really wanted my own Doug, and I got this instead. Now, what else came in this bundle for the extra $100? Now, again, this is $150 just by itself. So the bundle was worth it just for getting this. Because what this is... Oh! Found the SD card. Okay. Adorama, you're off the hook. Actually, apparently it was part of the Sony part of the bundle. See, the camera and this are from Sony, and then all the rest of this stuff Adorama threw in for no additional charge. So I'm good on you, Adorama. But anyway, this is a handle and controller. And by the way, Sony always has wonderful names for their stuff. Like this is the ZV-1, and this is the VPT28T. What? Yes, that's the product. That's the product name. All their products have like a bunch of random letters and numbers. That's how they do products. But if you see here, see it's got the little the screw thing, so you can screw it in on the screw mount, which by the way is the standard mount that you can mount it on any kind of tripod. And then it has a shutter button and a movie button to turn the thing off and on, and you can zoom the lens using this. Plus you have a custom button C1, which I think ordinarily does the blurry background, which is one of the things this camera will do. And it also will swivel. If you press this little button, you can turn it around so you can like be holding it with the camera facing you, and then just press this button and turn the camera to face that way, but still be controlling it from here. And of course, you press the button on the side, and you can change the angle. It's quite a great little thing. I don't think it's worth $150, but I didn't pay $150. I paid $100, which included that and all this other stuff. So I think it's worth $100. Oh, did I mention it's also a tripod? So you can set the camera down on the table. So if I were making this video with this, I could have this sitting on the table pointed at me. Although knowing me, I'd probably have it on a tripod. I like tripods. It makes the picture real stable. Okay, so that's what came from, these three things came from Sony as part of their bundle, along with the little cable and the disc. But Adorama throws in LCD screen protectors, because again, you have this LCD screen on the back of the camera. So they throw in an LCD so you can put, a cover on it. So, oh, by the way, you don't necessarily have to have one of those, because you can turn it around so that when it's closed, the screen is facing in to the camera. So it's not going to get cracked or anything bad's going to happen to it. But just to be safe, oh, when you open the screen, it turns on the camera. See, the camera came on. And when you close it, it turns off the camera. Okay, but so they throw in an LCD screen protector, and apparently it's one of those things, where there's a bunch of them in here. I don't know how many. And it's touch screen compatible. Oh, that's one of the downsides of both this camera and the ZV-1, its bigger brother. The touch screen is only for focus. You can touch the screen to set the focus. But the menus, which again, see that word English there? I can't press that with my finger. I have to use the little buttons over here to scroll around. So remember when you had your BMW and you were also you thought it was so cool with the touch screen, and then you found out you couldn't touch the screen, you had to use the little knob down on the thing? Well, this is that. You got the little knob. Now apparently the more expensive Sony cameras, you can touch the screen to work the menus, but not this guy or the ZV-1. Well, so what else did Adorama throw in? Well, batteries, an additional battery. So here's another little battery in lots of plastic. So it's green extreme. So it's all about green, and then they have it packed in cardboard and plastic, and then in a little plastic case. But it's a second battery. Oh, and then there's a charger for it here, which also comes part of this kit with the cable for plugging it into the wall. Or, oh wait, no, this isn't for plugging into the wall. This is it's a cigarette lighter adapter, so you can charge it in the car. They plug into the wall themselves. They have the little swing out plug, because my Canon has the same kind of charger for its battery, where you plug it out and you can plug it in. Ooh. A peel. Little tiny peel. Now, this battery obviously can't just fit on here, so they also include the adapter, because apparently this Green Extreme replacement battery company makes lots of batteries, and so they have like a universal charger here, and then you put these adapters on. See, that links up with this. Looks like it goes in and then up. Yeah. and then the battery slides in there. So now I have a battery charger for a second battery, or I can charge it in the car. What else do we have? We have an optics care and cleaning kit for, lens cleaning and, the little blower thing. And hey, keep your lenses clean. That's one of the best things you can do to get a good picture. If you're making YouTube videos, you want good pictures. And then finally, it comes with a little case, a very little case. The SL Alpine 120 multi-device shoulder bag, which I'm thinking therefore will have a shoulder strap inside here. Not disappointed. Shoulder strap inside, and see it's got a little opening. Put the camera in there. There's room for maybe the battery charger and a few other, little things. Because this camera is tiny. This is my hand. This is the camera. It literally fits in the palm of my hand. It's teeny tiny. My 90D, if I'm holding it by the grip, there's like this much camera sticking out over here. When I hold this, by the little teeny grip, it's just a little teeny bit of camera holding out. So since I'm already doing accessories, I'm going to show you the other accessories I bought for this camera based on YouTube videos. Because again, this camera came out in like middle of 2020. So there have been just tons. I believe the official term here in the South is crap tons of videos. Especially there's a whole bunch of videos about accessories for it. One of the first accessories that all these videos recommend is some sort of wider lens, because when you're vlogging, especially at 4K, this camera crops in, and if you turn on the stabilization, it crops in. And so if you're holding it this far away, all of a sudden your face is is filling the whole screen. So then you have to do like that. Well, this is not how I'm going to, when I'm walking around, like walking around the car outside, I'm not going to do this. So I bought a wide angle lens, the Ulanzi, which is highly recommended. And all these things will be down in the description below. But it comes with a little mounting thing, so you a little sticky thing, so you can stick it on there. It will not interfere with the zoom of this lens. This Ulanzi WL-1, it's not just a wide-angle lens. If you take it apart, you can take off the wide-angle part, and what's left is a macro lens, which means you can use it for doing extreme close-ups of things. So it's like 2 lenses in one, and it's like $50. Again, you know how I am, I don't remember prices. It'll be down in the description below, but I think it's around $50. And I think here's the little thing with the sticky on it, so you can... So anyway, so that gets around the cropping issue for both 4K and stabilization. I don't think I was aware that this came with an additional battery, because I bought another battery pack, which has 2 batteries in it and a little charger. Although I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing, because from a lot of the videos, the battery, this is a little tiny battery, and it doesn't last that long. I think they said you can get like an hour. I think some of the things I said with like third-party batteries, it's more like half an hour. Well, if it's half an hour, if it's an hour with the Sony battery and then half an hour with these batteries, well then I have 2.5 hours. So I should be good. So I bought an extra battery pack. Oh, and finally, so one of the problems with this little tiny camera is that there's not a lot of room on the bottom. And where they have put the mounting screw for mounting it on tripods or for mounting it on here, if you'll notice, it's right next. Not only is it right next to the battery compartment actually goes across it. See, it's inside the battery compartment when it's open. And also and the SD card. So you want to change batteries or change SD cards and you're on this, you're going to have to stop and take it apart. Or you can buy yourself a Smallrig for it. It's a little cage. Comes with an Allen wrench to help you install. So it's a cage that you can mount the camera into. And as you can see, it has a screw here for tightening around the lens to hold it in there. It adds this little wooden, see, you don't really have a grip. It's kind of, if you're carrying this around loose, it's kind of hard to hold on to. But if you put it into this, you get this bigger wooden grip, which makes it a lot easier to hold this way. Now again, I'll probably either have it on a tripod or on this little thing. But if I don't, I have this. But wait, why did I get it again? Look down here. If you do it right, when you get it all tightened down, see the battery compartment, see, will flip up from inside there. So you don't have to take whatever you have dismounted on off. You just mount it farther over. So see, the battery is going to open up to there, so you don't put that here, but it has all these holes. So you can put it in like to that hole or to that hole. It's got 8. Oh, and then there's a few more on the side if you want to screw things on. There's a cold shoe on the bottom, so you know, for if you want to have things you want to stick on there. It's quite an amazing little thing, and again, I don't remember how much it cost, but it was reasonable. Again, check the, well, I'll also, every time I say check the price down below, I'll have the price next to my head. It's just I won't know what it says because I don't remember. I've bought a lot of stuff the last few weeks, and so, well, look, a lot of it's in front of me right now. One of the problems with my 90D is it only records for 30 minutes and then shuts off because of some tax laws I think in Europe. Whereas if it's a video camera, they charge like all this extra tax. So they just limit it to 29 minutes and then it's not a video camera, it's a photography camera, which is just stupid. Well, Sony made this a video camera. It does not stop. So basically you can turn this on and it will record until either the card is full, which again is why I want a big card, because I'm going to be shooting in 4K almost. I don't know if y'all have been watching the channel have noticed, I switched to 4K a few weeks ago. So for the whole first year I was in 1080p and then I upgraded to 4K. I think I talked about it in a couple of it. Anyway, this will record until the card is full or the battery is dead. Or it overheats, but Sony, unlike a lot of other things, they have a little thing in here, a setting where you can go in and say, you can set the temperature at which it'll shut down to save it from overheating to a higher temperature, which is still not a dangerous temperature. I mean, it'll be warm to the touch, but it won't hurt anything. But the standard setting is so low that it just shuts off. I think I watched a video where it was shutting off after like 15 minutes. You record in 4K for 15 minutes and the camera would shut down. Well, no, you turn that on and again, it will record until the battery is gone, runs out of battery, or until the card is full. So basically, this is everything I want in a camera when I bought that camera, the 90D, but this camera didn't exist then. It came out right after I bought it. I've been very happy with the 90D, and I've gotten some really good use out of it, and I'm not complaining. And I will continue to use it. It's a great camera. But for walking around, it's not a great camera for out carrying around. I don't know if when you look at the car videos, if you go back and look at the car videos, whenever I'm walking around the car, I'm with an action cam. I'm with like a GoPro or the DJI Osmo Action. Now, when I'm walking around cars or out walking around, I'll be carrying one of these. The only thing this camera doesn't have that I really wanted, that I have in the 90D, is the changeable lenses. I have a little bit of that here. I can get a little wide angle. And this is a zoom lens, so I have a little lens flexibility. But oh, and I think, by the way, once you attach this, you can actually there's more lenses you can get that will slick on. But you know, it's just stuck on with glue. You don't want, you know, heavy lenses falling off. So I'd really wanted the ZV-E10, but they don't make them because of supply chain issues and chip shortages. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not a camera guy. So, you know, me showing you how the camera works. Plenty of videos out there where you can just like DV1 settings, and there are YouTube videos of camera people who know what they're talking about, telling you how to set this up for still frame photography and how to set it up for video photography and all the settings you want to use. Next time you see it, you'll be seeing the other side, because I'll be using this. Remember I told you I was getting a new remote for the master bedroom, universal remote? Well, I will be shooting that video with this. Oh, and I bought something for the kitchen. Oh my God. I know, if you know me, you go, wait, kitchen? You bought something you can cook with? Yes, I did. So I will be shooting that unboxing and setup video with this little guy. Great little camera. I recommend it. All the stuff will be in the links below, including Mark Bennett's channel, which I can't recommend highly enough. He's Canadian, so he's polite and hysterical. So anyway, he's very funny. He almost always has a beer in his hand while he's doing it, eh? And he's got all the videos to tell you how to use all this stuff the right way, because he knows what he's doing, because he's like a photography buff. That's why his channel is called Mark Bennett's Camera whatever. It'll say it right here and down below. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Bye-bye.